listening to your video.
On the Tic Tac.
Tic Tac. You know what's so funny? I was reading this study that came out. It was pretty interesting, and it was talking about how younger generation. I lost my train of thought.
That was so fast.
Oh, it's back. So the younger generation is eating out more, and they're driving further distances to go out to eat. Like with the rise of popularity on Netflix. I mean, not Netflix, TikTok, Netflix. Damn, I really am. I'm not awake. My words don't make sense.
That is interesting though, because the girl I
Yeah,
work with, she's 20. She just turned 26. She eats out
yeah,
almost every night. She's like, I don't buy groceries because what's the point? It's just me. I said, I get that, but like, I'm like, I don't know.
yeah. Well, did you see the hula style food I made the other night or
Yeah,
last night?
I do miss hulas. Ooh,
It was pretty good.
forgot about
I
that
was
place.
Yeah, I was surprised. And then like I let it just sit there and absorb more of the juice. It's so good.
Marinate.
Hmm. I think I'm gonna do a little different this time. But it is true though, like TikTok is having people drive hours to go try different foods or, oh we're gonna go on vacation, we're gonna go on vacation here because I saw this donut place and this taco place and I wanna try these places. Because I even found myself doing it. I sent the girls the other day like a bomb ass looking taco place and was like, hey, we need to
Yeah,
go
we
eat here
need to
when we go
go.
back home.
Which I mean is nice because they say that like too many kids are staying inside, but it's like then you have that side of the generation that's actually going out and yeah, it's just for food, but still going out and about doing things.
No, literally. So I was getting up and I had to go to work early. So I'm like getting ready and Angelina's leaving to work too. And I'm like, where's your sister? She's like, oh, she went to go get donuts. And I was like, oh, okay. Like she went down to like, what is it, Donut Tree or whatever it is here in town. No, she drove to Elk Grove
For donuts.
for donuts. I
Oh
was like, oh
Lord.
my gosh. Are you ready to get on the skeleton crew?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's talk about episode 6 since we're 2 weeks behind.
What was that one? What happened to that? Oh, okay. I remember. Yeah, yeah. When he they go down the cave thing, right?
Yeah, yeah, when they discover all the treasure and the lightsaber and
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
I do remember it now. It's coming back. That was a very Goonie episode. That's what it was. Hmm.
People are speculating that that's like an old Republic era lightsaber because it's gold and silver.
I heard some people say that too. I didn't really
It
like
does,
inspect the saber though. I wasn't like,
I think a little bit of it, it does have that old reminiscent of the old Republic, but then again too, it's like lightsabers last forever. Like, oh, it burns out, you fix it. And
yeah.
I don't know.
And it's like, and how long has that lightsaber been there? You know?
I'm curious who's the pirate.
Right. Somebody's like, what if it's Hondo? I was like, nah, it can't be Hondo.
No, because he would be like old.
Real old.
Yeah. So what, like
But I don't
from
know. Like
30?
you said, maybe. I don't want to
In
jump
his
ahead to the
in
next
his
episode, but it's like if that ship is actually an Atten ship, so is like you said, maybe the captains there are still. I don't know.
Yeah. So the ship was crashed. It crash landed,
Yeah,
and it
but it
was
had the
buried.
coordinate or it had the thing to get through the barrier
Yeah,
because it was
and it
doing the green check marks and letting it through.
yeah, we're getting a little too far ahead of
I know.
ourselves.
I did.
So, what do you think about Jod turning evil?
I
Just like
hate it.
I invoke the right. I was waiting for somebody to do something. I was like, can't you challenge for like to be the captain? Like, you know?
Yeah, it
So
sucks. I mean, I knew it was gonna happen because he's not he's not a good guy. We all knew that, but just like he was so sweet, and then all of a sudden he's just like, "Meh, I'm the captain now. I'm greedy."
Wim,
Meh.
Wim should have cut his own foot off when he lit that lightsaber. That would have been a great life lesson to the younger youth not to mess around and quit
So it's
acting
like Star Wars is
childish.
changing it up instead of arms or hands, they're doing feet.
Yeah, yeah. But I was like, man, that would have been great.
Oh
Um,
my gosh, they wouldn't have done that.
but it was hilarious that when he pulls out the lightsaber, and I'm like looking at it, and I'm like, that's the hilt clip button. I was like, oh, it's upside down, and then sure enough, zoom,
Because he
I
doesn't
was like,
know.
oh, yeah, of course not. He's a little kid.
And they're like scared and
Yeah, I did like the what was it? The big old crab.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
the
that
trash
was
crab or
that was all done with like stop motion, like Coraline was made.
oh that's cool.
Yeah,
I
it
didn't know
wasn't
that.
CGI. It was an actual like stop motion crab, and they did all the little intricate moves.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, they said
I like
it
when they do
took
shit like
them.
that.
They said it took them 2 weeks to do 3 seconds.
Isn't that wild? Well, it took him like The Nightmare Before Christmas. I think it took him 10 years to make that movie, just because
Oh,
it's stopped.
I bet, yeah. So wild.
Right. The patience.
Yeah, I like when uh, the onyx blew and shed all of the little pieces, and
That
it's
was
all
cool.
sleek and
That was
smooth.
cool.
It has that old school feel to it. Like I'm like I have to go back and watch what was it? The show that shall not be named starts with an A.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
But the ship looks similar to some of their ships. Like an in between from that show and the Phantom Menace. Like the ship looks like a middle design, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. So what's the
Um,
point of having the outer layer like that then? For something like that? Like they get caught,
I
they can just blow it off?
I think it was to disguise it
Mm.
because the
Because it
ship
looked totally
doesn't
different.
totally different. Like it it was an old era ship, so it would be very noticeable. Like how the Razor Crest was outdated and it was pre Empire, so it's like it stands out. So I feel like they almost disguised it to make it look more modern.
And then because Smee was very like, do not ever push that button. So it's like,
Yeah.
did the captain disguise it, or did he find pieces from an At-Atin ship that made it okay to go through it and disguise his ship?
Yeah. I think that's an at ship. It for sure
Yeah.
it has to be because it went through the barrier. But and then also too, somebody said that it was if you get stuck in a tractor beam, you blow that to and then all the pieces fly towards the tractor beam to blow up the tractor beam to get away, which is
Mm.
pretty smart.
But it's like a one and done thing. Like you'd have to really pick and choose when to use it.
Yeah, and they obviously chose the right time. But I do like the design. It almost reminds me of Darth Maul's ship.
A little bit. That
I
was a
got
good
new pre
episode, though.
workout.
Did you?
Yeah,
Did you take
it,
it?
it yeah, it just took some right now. It kicks in fast. I'm like, if you can notice, I'm like, damn,
I
I'm like,
noticed.
I got the beta alanine tingalies. Uh,
I still have not taken any kind of pre-workout.
yeah, well, I mean, realistically, you live in a freezing cold area, so you just rage out because you're so cold. You're like, I
I know
don't
I
need.
had to do some extra stretching and warming up today before because I deadlifted again, did some back because it was like 5 degrees when I left my house.
I wouldn't doubt it. You
Yeah,
want to know something funny? Okay, so last night we watched The Substance last night. Have you seen it?
never heard of it.
It It was nominated for like five different awards. It has Demi Moore in it. It's
Mm.
new. Um, it was pretty cool. Yeah, it
What's
was
it
really
about?
cool. Hollywood and youth and drugs and
That's interesting.
I'll just leave it. It was visually it was very pleasing. I love the cutscenes, the score, the concept, the lighting, the way frames were shot. It was really really intricate.
Hmm. I'll have to look
But the
into it.
reason why I'm the reason why I'm saying it is I wonder too for like our listeners, they must be like, damn, that guy rambles a bunch of random stuff.
It's called ADHD.
I know. Angelina was telling me that last night. Uh,
Squirrel.
but right before we watched it was Angelina's like, I'm freezing, I'm freezing. And I was like, we'll turn the heater on. She's like, I'm going to turn it up to 73 degrees. I'm like, okay, that's fine. Like, yeah, whatever, turn the heater on. So when I woke up this morning, I was freezing cold. And I'm like, why is it so cold in the house? We turned the heater on last night. And I go to feed the cats and put some water in their bowl. And I look at the temperature gauge. She set the air conditioner to
I'm gonna say
30,
it's the
or
AC.
yeah, she set the air conditioner to 73 degrees, not the heater. So we froze all night. It was like 62 degrees in the house.
Oh my gosh. What a dork.
I was like, oh, dude.
It happens.
So, yeah. All right, let's get on to episode 7 now that we've had that intermission for people to go pee while I talk about random stuff.
We'll get back on track this week's episode.
Yeah.
Oh my
Bring it
gosh.
real.
How many episodes are there? 10?
I think there's 8.
So there's only one more episode?
I
No,
think
that can't be
so. I
right.
think so.
No, I think you're wrong.
I hope there's 10, but I think there's 8. And then I was like, are we going to get an end credit scene like we did in Andor?
Did Andor have an end credit scene?
Yeah.
I need to rewatch Andor. I don't remember that.
The new one comes out in around March, I think.
Oh shit, I need to start watching it soon then. I want to see how many episodes there are. Because I just feel like there's just. Do they even say? I don't like Star Wars even.
Yeah, they do. They have a lineup. I think it's 8.
What? Not on their official page.
Mm, I don't know.
Liars.
Yeah.
I feel like they never even said anything.
They do it
Oh, I'm
with
just
every
kidding.
show.
No, they did. They did. You're right. You're right. Ew, there is only 8.
Yeah.
What? So there's only one more episode?
Yeah.
That seems not okay.
Who do you think the supervisor's going to be?
A robot or a droid? I just have a feeling because in episode 7, I forget what they said. Oh, he was asking to talk to the supervisor or something like that.
Yeah.
And he was talking crap about droids. And he was just like, oh, you droid, I want to talk to supervisor. So I have a feeling that it's going to be a droid.
What
I
if
don't know
it's
what
the
kind.
what if it's the captain of the Onyx?
Cinder. And they were all
Yeah.
droids. And he actually took over at Atten
Yeah.
or created it.
No, and he took it over. Because think about it. It's your treasure. Like, you're not going to want to share with nobody else. So he takes it over.
And then has droids take over.
Hmm.
That'd be an interesting turn.
Yeah. The droids are very easily manipulated, and I was just
Because it
like,
showed, look at
wow.
Smee. Because, I mean, he flipped again.
Yeah. It was so funny when he was like, close enough.
Yeah, right. I do like Smee, though. But then, he just like, he's done.
Listen, you can attach a head onto a
I
robot.
guess. Yeah, I guess, the Roger guys, their heads always came off.
Yeah. I mean, look at C-3PO in Attack of the Clones.
True. So hopefully he's
You
not
know,
done. But I don't know, there's only one episode left.
I don't. Yeah, I don't think he is. I mean, I think hopefully the episode's like at least an hour long.
Because there's so much, because the actor with Jude Law, he was saying that you don't really get his whole story till the end. Like, there's so many,
Yeah,
obviously there's so many parts, but I'm like, how much are we going to learn anyways in one episode? It's just going to be all about him, because I'll be mad about that too.
they were talking about his fighting stance was fighting stance 7, and that's like the same fighting stance of Mace Windu. So they're thinking that he was Pon Krell's Padawan, who Pon Krell was Mace Windu's Padawan. And if you don't know who Pon Krell was, he's the four-armed Jedi from the Umbara episodes in Clone Wars, where he turns on the 501st in them. Uh, so they're thinking that maybe he's his Padawan, and he fell to the dark side like
Do we even
Pon
think he's
Krell
really,
did.
though, like, any part of, like, if he's ever Padawan? Because, like, he doesn't really even use the Force that often, and he does in, like, weird times when he does decide to use the Force. Like, I don't know if it's just because maybe he's trying to be undercover about it or something, but it just seems weird to me.
I feel like he's force sensitive, um, and maybe he just was never trained. Like his parents hid him, and then they abandoned him
Yeah,
with
I
some
just don't think
pirates,
he was
and he grew
ever
up.
actually trained. Because he just
Yeah,
seems
I
just
don't know.
awkward about it. And then the
Yeah,
way,
or
I don't know.
if he was trained, he was very young because you would have to think about it. Like you would have some training, but you wouldn't have like control. You wouldn't be that in tune. You would just have started your journey in the force,
Where
so
you can
therefore
only,
it'd be
like,
raw.
because he only really grabs things here and there.
Yeah,
He broke out of the cuffs,
handcuffed. Yeah,
and that's basically all he's done so far with the Force.
yeah.
So that would be
I
very
could,
basic Force
I
using.
could, I could see since they want to like reboot and like spark up the Skywalker story with Rey and have her start a new Jedi Order. I could see since the Empire's done with and like gone that more force sensitive children are coming up in the world, and some of them happen to start to be bad because they don't know how to control their powers, and they're
Mm-hmm.
trying to set up the fact that like, oh, people have the force and they just don't know how to use it. And then now we have a new bad guy that's force sensitive.
See, that's like, I didn't go through, I should have went through threads before this. Because that's where I get all my, like, people's thoughts and stuff on it. It starts to make me think about things. I didn't really go
Threads
through
is
it.
weird. I downloaded it and it's I don't know. I don't know how to use it yet. But then again, I haven't really been on it very much.
I don't know. Like, since I started using it, I already had all the followers. I started it right when they dropped threads, but
Mm-hmm.
all of it's mostly just like all Star Wars stuff. So it's like everybody talking about
Yeah.
Skeleton Crew. But I usually go on it after the next day and like look through what people say about it. I didn't do it this
Yeah.
time.
Maybe I should try to do that. Like I said, I haven't been on it very much. Did you know that I haven't bought any action figures this whole year?
Oh my gosh, you've gone 9 days.
9 days.
Good job.
Yeah, I got some of them action figures, huh?
I like how you say all year though, like it sounds so long. I haven't bought an action figure all year.
It's hilarious, right? Damn, it's already 12 o'clock.
Damn, it's already 3 o'clock.
I slept. I like, man, I drank some NyQuil last night because I had this like little cough, and I went to bed at probably like midnight, and I didn't wake up until almost an hour ago.
Dang.
Yeah, I didn't
I
hear
feel like
none
if
of
I
my
sleep
text
that long, I
messages.
just feel gross.
Yeah, I didn't hear no text messages. I didn't hear anything. I just
Wow.
passed out. Okay, so do you think Wim's dad is going to save the day?
or all the parents. I think William's dad's definitely gonna do something. Him and well, Fern's mom and what's his face's mom.
KB's
No,
or
I'm
Neil.
Neil. I totally forgot his name.
Yeah.
I feel like KB's mom is just kind of like they're just there. They're not doing shit.
Not really. They're very techy.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Neil's
Which makes
dad
sense
looks
to have KB.
Neil's dad looks badass with those tusks. I was like, oh, he kind of looked like just not the right color. This old action figure from Ninja Turtles
Oh my god.
that was a elephant. Huh. Yeah, he looked pretty hard.
It's
So,
gonna be interesting in the next episode because I mean, basically, he's gonna have hostages.
so Atten is making those gold credits, and it looked like the core of the planet was gold.
Mm-hmm.
So does that mean Akron is the same way? If there's seven different planets and they were all the same, and they made sure to not have anybody know where they were, are they mining for the same kind of materials in these other ones,
Or
like
do
in
they
the
all have
other
different
planets?
cores?
Yeah, and so like some are silver, some are brass, but do
Mm,
all, because everything was exactly the same when they were on Akron. It was like a parallel, like identical to it, like um so that means there would be the same entrance to the core of the
mm-hmm.
planet with the volts.
That was interesting to see that them go down there.
Hmm. And it was like, how many volts do I have? He's like
Something crazy, yeah.
1,369.
He
Yeah,
was like, "What?"
yeah,
So the
and
whole
just
core is
his
basically then all the credits. That's it, like all vaults and.
and then his just sinister laugh as the coins are falling. I was like, yeah, hell yeah.
See, that's hard because he said he's always been hungry since he was young.
Hmm.
So he's always, I guess, been struggling. I don't know.
Yeah,
He's a hard cookie to crack.
yeah. It. I don't remember the movie, and I can't really remember the character. Is a character in a movie that I watched before where he says he's a bunch of different names and he tries to live a bunch of different lives. I just don't remember what it is.
I don't think I've seen that.
But it is. He's again too, like, if he is force sensitive, just by what you said, what he said, like, he's always been hungry, he's always wanted more, this, and that. He's teetering more on the dark side. He's given into the
I just,
want and the
I don't know.
hate
He's
and the
not giving me Sith
resentment.
vibes.
You don't have to be a Sith though to go on the dark side. Everybody falls a little bit.
I mean, guess. I don't know. Is he really even part of that?
I don't think so.
I don't know. There's just like, there is something weird about it. It's just not, I guess it's not traditional Jedi or Sith or dark side, light side. I don't know.
Hmm.
Maybe he is using
In,
string.
yeah, in Legends, the Republican Commando books, there is a Jedi that falls in love with a clone trooper, and they end up having a force sensitive half clone kid. And she
That's
is
weird.
Caucasian. She is Caucasian.
So what you
So,
saying
and
that he'd be clone?
if you look at Jude Law, he looks kind of cloney in his haircut and his face. If you look at the old Clone Wars, this is just theoretical and just
So that would be
I'm
an
just
interesting twist.
yeah.
Yeah, this one's
then
a really hard. I don't know.
yeah,
They really, because he's all these different people.
yeah, and his accent similar to Omega.
Omega's his mom. I don't think that
No,
fits the
because
timeline at
no,
all.
no, not at all. My favorite thing was when somebody was like, "Oh, I'm gonna watch Star Wars," and I was like, "Okay," and they were like, "Which episode should I start with?" I was like, start with 4, 5, and 6, and then go 1, 2, and 3. So
That's
they
the only
did, and
way to
then
do
like,
it.
yeah, in the middle of like episode, them finishing episode 1, going into episode 2, they texted me back and was like, when's Darth Vader gonna show up?
Oh, so they watched 4, 5, and 6. So first,
Yeah, yeah. And I was hella laughing. I was just like, oh my gosh. I was
that's
like,
why
he
you have to
clearly
watch it
didn't
4,
get
5,
it.
and 6. Because then
Yeah,
it's like, oh,
literally.
because then you get the experience that everybody got.
No, literally. So, predictions for the next episode.
I don't even know. I want Jaw to be good, but I don't think he's good. Well, he's not good. He's a pirate. We know that.
Yeah,
I still want a cameo of Hondo. I don't see that happening though. We have one episode
yeah,
left. And I don't know, like I said, I think maybe Wynn's dad or one of the parents are gonna have to save him because, but how? Like he's got a lightsaber.
and
But I don't
I
know.
think,
The kids did outsmart him, so maybe the kids and the parents team up. They can do it.
yeah,
It's only one person he can't get in contact with his crew, and Smee's gone, so it's really
yeah,
just him.
yeah. I don't know. I think we're gonna be left with a lot of mysteries and a lot of unanswered questions, and then they're gonna spin it off into comic books, you know, young children
I think
novels.
they might do a season 2 because I think they're talking about it. It's already received a lot, but they'd have to do it like right after because the kids are in that age where they're growing,
Yeah.
so
But
you can't wait too long.
here's the thing though. Just because the show's successful doesn't warrant a season 2. Like, what are you gonna
That's
do? Like,
true.
you know what I mean? Like, look at Dexter. Dexter was great, but after they pulled from the source material and started coming off the cuff, it got stupid, and the ending was horrible.
I
It's just
I've
like,
never watched it.
but
Is Dexter the one where he killed all the people?
yeah, it's really, really good. I liked it. I'm
I
actually going to
don't
rewatch it because they're doing like a new variation from when he was younger. But like the theme though is just like you're trying to profit off of the success, but you're going to diminish the storyline,
Yeah, that's true.
you know? Because okay, so how would you pull off a season 2? They have a ship and they can freely come and go because they're not going to be allowed to. You'd have to shut down all the droids. If you shut down all the droids, life is
Unless
going
they
to
do
cease
it like
to
a part one,
exist.
part two. Unless they leave this at a cliffhanger and they're still on at and haven't figured anything out. Like Jod's still there. That's the only way I
Now,
think I could see it.
you could do that. You could do that. But
Because I'm like,
again, like,
how are they gonna end it? Unless, like you said,
uh,
unless it's an hour.
yeah.
And I think
So,
some people would be okay with comics and like spin-offs and stuff, but then some people won't watch them or read them, and then they're stuck
yeah,
with, well, what happens?
yeah. And then you'll have a screen rant. 102 themes you need to know before watching season 2 of. Uh, but yeah, no, I don't know. The Republic's the new Republic's very poor. It seems like, and they don't have their shit together when it comes to episode 7. So maybe the Empire ends up finding it. What if it's like Grand Admiral Thrawn at the end?
That'd be wild. I'd be having some questions. Lots of
Yeah,
questions. Like how, where, why, when, who.
yeah. I don't know though. I liked it though. I give the
I
show overall. I give it like an 8.5.
I would agree. I do enjoy it.
Yeah,
It's fun. It's cute. The
hmm
kids are doing a really good job.
yeah. It's going to draw a new generation of fans into the lore.
And
Um,
it's like Andor, but there's no lightsaber. I mean, there's lightsaber, but like, there's no like Jedi, none, it's new
yeah,
characters, and so it's cool.
yeah,
I'm okay with that now.
yeah. I liked when Wim was following the storyline of Jedi in his little like iPad. Um, he didn't name any real Jedi. Like it was just nameless Jedi and stuff.
Just
That
Jedi as
was
a
cool.
whole.
Yeah,
I thought it was cute when KB called him a Jedi.
yeah.
And then when they follow the little trash crabs, he's just like, how come everyone I think's good isn't good?
Yeah. But it shows the negligence and the naiveness of children,
Yeah. Oh
like,
yeah, for sure.
you know,
And
man.
freaking
You ready?
Neil trying to climb up the ladder. He's like, sorry, I don't have spider legs like you.
Yeah. I'm getting
He's so
really
cute.
good at falling.
Yeah. But oh, somebody posted this other podcast. I forget what it's called. But it's not a Star Wars podcast. But they showed like a thing on their Instagram of what's still left in the trailer that we haven't seen, and there's actually still a lot that we haven't seen. So I'm like, maybe this last episode, I guess either it's gonna be long or there's gonna be really good at jam packing a bunch of stuff in there
Yeah.
because there's a lot of action parts that we haven't seen yet from the trailer.
Really? I'll have to rewatch the trailer when we get off here.
Yeah, and there's some stuff we haven't
Mm.
seen, so I'm like, we'll see.
Off topic. Did you watch the new Superman trailer?
Yes,
What do you think?
it looks good. I think it's gonna be a good movie. Like, what's his face always? James Gunn always does a good job, and I think it'll be
Yeah.
cool. I'll watch it, but I'm just like I want something new. I
Yeah.
am excited for Crypto to be in it though. He's adorable.
Yeah. Well, and that's where I was like, because I remember like we were getting ready to get off an episode a couple of weeks back, and I was like, great, whatever, like we're redoing it again. And then I watched it later that day and was like, wow, Manuel, you really put your foot in your mouth. Like, it looks pretty cool.
It does look cool, but it's just like it is still the same story, just with his
Yeah.
directing. So it's gonna be a good movie, but I'm just like, and everyone's like, well, they got to start somewhere, without Superman, and there wouldn't be all this. But I'm like, yeah, but we already have the
Yeah.
story. Like, just James Gunn can do all these new movies, but just bring in new stories and new
Yeah.
faces and
Yeah, because there's so many different comic books you can pull from and so many different eras. So that's where I got kind of hyped. I was like, oh, okay. Like, hmm,
like I'm
we'll
always.
see.
Some people are not a Henry Cavill Superman fan, but I love him. I think he's a great Superman. This guy does
Yeah,
look the part, so I think he'll be a good Superman. If
definitely,
he the
definitely.
acting part of it, we'll see. But he's got the look too,
Yeah,
just like Henry Cavill did.
yeah.
Have you
Um,
seen? Speaking of Henry Cavill, The Witcher. Have you seen what's his face look like him? Uh, uh Whatever. I forget his name. That's not playing him. It's not the same. He doesn't look
yeah.
like scary
Hmm.
and just like like rugged and he just kind of looks like he looks like the nice pool version of the Witcher.
Again, though, they're driven by profits, so they know it's going to be profitable, so they're still pushing for it, even though he stepped away from it. It's the same thing with Warhammer. He's supposed to be the creative director, producer for Warhammer, and now they're trying to make it woke, and they're trying to make change characters, genders,
Ugh.
and nationalities. And he's like, no, like I'm not doing this, and I'll step away if this is the way that it's
Unless
going to be.
you use a comics where it's alternate universe. It's the only, but you can't.
Uh,
I don't know.
no, not for Warhammer 40,000 or whatever it is.
Mm,
It's very character
okay.
based, and it's been the same. So it's like you
Oh, okay.
can't do that. Yeah,
Like you said, the
but
Batman Crusade, maybe they're pulling from an alternate universe. I don't think they are, but I also
yeah.
haven't tried to finish it. But yeah, trying to change the genders, and
uh,
I'm like, Penguin's not a girl.
no. I wouldn't mind a Ben Affleck Batman movie where he had his fever dreams and he was fighting those creatures. I wouldn't mind a movie on
Oh yeah,
that. That would be pretty cool.
I started rewatching Batman Forever with Val Kilmer in it. Those movies are so good. Like they're so bad, but they're so good. Like when what's his face comes in as Robin. They got it totally wrong from the comics, but it's okay because there's something
Hmm.
about them. And Jim Carrey as the Riddler, and I don't know,
One of
man.
one of my employees has the Riddler question marks tattooed on the back of their
That's
legs.
pretty dope. I
I
love the
noticed
Riddler. I
it.
think he's
I
so
noticed
cool.
it at I noticed it at the Christmas party. I was like, "Is that the Riddler from the '90s
They're
Man movie?" Question marks.
so good.
So yeah.
So bad,
You
but
want to
so good.
you want to do Star Wars conversations?
Yeah, I actually, it's going to be in a different version. Of Star Wars Conversations. From that same podcast, that Star Wars one I gotta remember the name of. One I can't remember. But they had these questions at the end. There's two of them, and I wanted to use them. So we're stealing them.
Okay.
But I feel
We're
like I
not
need to credit them.
stealing.
Hold on. I'm not stealing
We're
them. I need to credit them
borrowing.
first. It is from Thank the Maker. Thank the Maker of Star Wars podcast. Okay. That makes me feel better.
Thank the
So
maker podcast. I'll have to check it out.
they're pretty cool. But they did, I think it was for episode 7 or 6, whatever one. But the end of there they did these questions. So number 1, there's only 2 of them. Which skeleton crew character are we? Like, what would you think? Who do you think I would be? And then I'll try to figure out who I think you'd be, and if we agree. Out of the kids,
Oh, I was gonna say I'm Shmi and you're the little mouse in my eye.
that actually would be pretty fitting. Yes, 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 yes. Oh my gosh, that does fit though.
Mm,
But kid wise, for personality, I think you'd be a little bit of Fern and KB and Wim.
yeah, it'd probably be Fern.
And Wim,
Yeah.
freaking nerd.
I would say Neil for you.
Yes, because I'm adorable
Yeah,
and I have little legs.
literally.
Okay.
Now,
Question
which
2.
pirate would you be before you get to question
Ooh.
2?
Ooh, pirate. I'd like to think I'd be the werewolf guy, but I would not be the werewolf guy. He's too mean.
The old lady that's a pirate. It's so I know her from some other show. I just don't know what show I know her from.
She does look familiar.
She does. I was like, who is she and what have I seen her on? I would
You
be
know
the
who would know
pirate.
that? Is Google.
I would be the pirate that just wanted a plot of land to farm on.
His worms or whatever, or the glowworms.
Yeah, so yeah,
I don't know who I'd be. I don't think I'd be a good pirate.
yeah.
I'd just be one in the background, quiet. Not being seen,
Oh,
just wanting to make money.
what's the second question?
Second one is, which I know the answer for you. If you could raid one Star Wars character's closet, who would it be?
Oh, if I could raid,
Yeah,
like
like you can go and take all their clothes and outfits for yourself.
be some Mandalorian, so I can
See, I
get some
fucking knew it.
Beskar ammo.
Yeah, I knew it. That's easy peasy. Walk around, helmet on, your armor on.
Uh-huh.
I'd obviously do Padme
Yeah, I
because
mean
she's got cute ass
you
shit.
have half her wardrobe as it is.
Duh, because she's a fashionista. Is that how you say it?
Like, comment, subscribe, all that fun jazz.
Yeah.
Links in the.
Till next week.
May the
Peace
force
out,
be
Girl
with you.
Scout. Always.
May the force be with you.